Hey everyone, welcome to our new episode of HeartBeats, a platform where we discuss social initiatives and topics that Singaporeans care about. I'm your host, Audrey.
And I'm your co-host, Nikki.
And today, we have invited 4 guest speakers, Robert, Victor, Tian Xianshen, and Peng Xianshen from Team Strong Silvers, who are here to talk to us about the importance of keeping fit and healthy.
Yes, that's right. And for those who are unsure of what or who Team Strong Silvers is, they are a group of seniors who were formed in October 2013, and they promote an active lifestyle among senior citizens.
You know, it's interesting because when we talk about keeping healthy and staying fit, we never thought that there will be senior citizens in their 60s and 70s who are able to maintain such a strong figure. And I'm pretty sure that these groups of seniors are stronger than most of us youths. So maybe Robert, why don't you start the ball rolling and tell us more about yourself? And then we can also perhaps hear from Victor, Tian Xianshen, and Peng Xianshen as well.
Okay, hi, I'm Robert. I'm the team facilitator. I basically manage the content for the team, and I also handle the external engagements. So Nikki contacted me and we set out this thing, you see. So basically that's my role. The team fixer, you can have it also. Yep. And next we have Victor. Okay, Vic, would you over to you.
Hi, I'm one of the members of this Team Strong Silver. I will try to help the team and inspire the senior or even the younger one and motivate them. All right, our Team Strong Silver. All right.
我叫彭林华，今年81岁，生于1940年的。我退休之前的职业是教师。
我叫钱红，我是1958年生人，今年62周岁，我退休，现在已经退休，退休之前基本上是在企业里工作。
I see. Thanks so much for your introduction. So it's really quite interesting because usually when we think about seniors in general, we don't think about them staying fit, but knowing that you guys are still maintaining an active lifestyle together, I think that is truly an inspirational act for all of us youths who don't maintain a regular fitness like all of you here. So just a question, what are some interesting fitness activities that your team does together?
Basically, right, for us, we have a common platform, which is actually Calisthenics, which is bodyweight training. Yeah, and most people will ask why Calisthenics, you see. Because at the end of the day, you could look at Calisthenics in the more showy manner, which basically we see the young guys are doing, you know, all those freestyling and all that, close to being gymnastics. But the reality is that Calisthenics is really about being able to manage your own body weight. So coming back to the team, why choose Calisthenics? Because Calisthenics, when we hold our workshops or we have our performances, right, we can actually do it there and then. We can actually show people so they can have a direct experience. And also, where possible, we actually lead HIIT sessions. Okay, so HIIT is to us even more interactive because it's also immersive. So if you are there and you find that you can't perform as well as these seniors, right? That's a memorable experience. I mean, I don't mean for it to be an embarrassing situation, but as an informative situation to let you know where you stand and what you should do next about yourself. You know, a good chance to measure yourself and say that, okay, you know, if I can't beat these guys, why is that? And what should I do to improve myself?
I see. Yeah. Actually, I think these are very inspiring to hear, especially, you know, towards focusing on calisthenics and, you know, those body weight training, HIIT. I mean, even for myself, I'm only familiar with HIIT. I'm not so familiar with body weight, but I think it's very interesting how you guys focus on that. And to be honest, with regular training, your body is then able to keep up, with all the intensive training itself. But just curious, right? I mean, just anyone from your team or just your personal thought, why do you encourage, senior citizens and also everyone else to maintain a healthy lifestyle and to age actively?
Victor, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, just help us to age gracefully, strong and healthy. All right. So we encourage them to take up calisthenics. Calisthenics is very important. I believe that personally, I believe that it's better than going gyms, you see.
Yes, I agree with you, Victor, that seniors should age gracefully. And of course, that's what society is working towards as well. So one fascinating thing actually is about calisthenics, and to me it's how this form of bodyweight training uses minimal equipment but can be used to increase strength, fitness, flexibility, and of course done through different exercises. That actually brings me to my next question, something that I've been curious about because I realized that your team, you usually work in training at outdoor areas instead of going to gyms. So is there any particular reason?
那这个我作为我个人的回答啊，
对，
实际上这个我们这个叫乐龄了，就是60岁以上的就算是老人了。我们的运动首先不会像年轻人那么很卖，这个力度不会那么很大。第二的原因呢，就是说你在外边这个大自然的环境，有的时候你选择时间，比如说有的时候选择晚上6点多钟或者早上太阳出来之前，空气也是很好的啊。这个运动并不比在健身房那个差啊。
谢谢你的答复. So what he's saying is that most of them are a lot older in age, and therefore exercises will not be so strenuous compared to youth. And furthermore, the weather is just great when exercising outdoors. So for one, I'm on your side too, Qian Sheng. Especially, I prefer outdoors, to soak in the sun instead of being cooped up indoors all the time.
彭先生，你的感想呢？
啊，
为什么你选择在外面的运动角落来做你的运动，而不去健身房呢？
因为在外面呢，第一个空气好，健身房的空气，还是差一些。再一个呢，这个在外面呢，阳光照射，阳光照射了，它对这个钙的吸收要好些，所以每天都还是晒晒太阳好些，钙的吸收好些。
谢谢你彭先生的答复. So I guess the ultimate winner to exercising outdoors is the great weather, which has the ability to make you feel more energized than ever. So since I'm sure all of you are professional experts in calisthenics or bodyweight training, what's a good routine for beginners to start having an active lifestyle?
To make it easy, right? Let's say a simple way to start, right, is you can actually do the Army 5BX. The 5 basic exercises that we do in the Army camp, right? Actually, those already involve push-pull, bend and lift movements. You can actually, I know, to some guys, the moment I say 5BX, you have nightmares, you get your PTSD and all that, but chill, don't worry, okay? In terms of fitness, right, it's a legit way to start off on your fitness journey, actually. It's something that might, well, I wouldn't say lost in translation, but lost because for some of the guys, it wasn't 100% pleasant. When I say like you wake up even before the sun is up, sergeant screaming, corporal screaming and all that. So not a very pleasant way, but if you take away that part and you actually start trying it out, right, you actually start seeing the efficacy within maybe 6 weeks. You start to see something, and the thing is to train progressively and consistently. You don't look at the big guy next to you in the gym, okay? He's probably been doing it for a couple of years already. Okay, so give yourself a chance, start. The main thing is you got to start. And after you start, do it consistently and set yourself realistic goals. If there's no pain in your joints, chances are it's all right. If it's a muscle soreness, it's fine. You're doing it right because you're hitting those muscles, you know. Rest a day or two. I mean, basically, if you are young, right? If I'm talking to a young person right now, I say, no worries. Within 48 hours, you'll be fully recovered. On the third day, just do a light set that will clear all the lactic acid, whatever remaining lactic acid, and hey, you're good to go from there onwards until the next increment, you know, in either sets, intensity, whichever, how you're gonna do it. In the sense that you cannot increase your reps or you increase your sets, you know, but of course, listen to your body, you know. So start with these basics. Don't look at like us sometimes doing the more complicated moves. Don't try that first. That is skills based. All right. But we need to do that in order to show you guys that it is possible.
Oh, I heard of this 5BX exercises, and it seems like a scientifically designed approach that can be beneficial to one's body. But since you mentioned about army, and I'm guessing it probably is part of the army's training, would you then recommend it to girls?
Okay, but girls have their own set of 5DXs. You know, there are some lady specific ones. Do Google those up.
Okay.
Okay. The ladies 5DX. Actually, the ladies 5DX is actually, if I'm not wrong, they're actually 10 basic movements, which are more specific to a lady's physiology. You know. But you can always do with the boys. No worries.
Yeah.
So Robert, from what you're saying, it's very important to start small before you move on to the more strenuous and intensive exercises.
Yes, you have to start and start simple, you know, something that's achievable first, because don't set too high a standard, because if you do that, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
That makes sense. I guess it also applies not only to exercises, but also in our life when we want to try something new. Like taking a first step is usually the hardest part of the journey, but there's great wisdom in starting small because small steps are taken over time and it has the potential to make a difference. And of course, aside from taking small steps, routine is also very important as well. So, how can we incorporate exercise into our lives and make it a daily habit?
Well, again, you see, when you're in the army, right, it was every day, just not that pleasant. But for an everyday thing, right, choose a time that is good for you, a time that you feel good about exercising. Okay. Some people find morning a good time, very early in the morning when you wake up. You know, for myself, I do most of my training after work, you know, because the morning is just too rush. So I really wouldn't enjoy my workout, you know, or having to wake up too early, you know, because I mean, end of the day is the stresses of modern day life is actually quite real. No two ways about it. So I had to plan my time around it. So for me, most of my workouts are done at night. But again, not too late to the point that I can't sleep because I'm hyper after all that training.
So Robert, I also know that your team has a Facebook page where there are videos, posts about how you can stay fit and healthy. And if there are any enthusiastic people who want to join your team, how can people join your team to stay fit?
Okay, right now the things that we don't actually formally give lessons, or we are into like profits, that sort of stuff, you know, to actually teach, because we believe that there's really enough material out there. You know, the main thing is what our main thing is to show that it's possible. And for people to join us at this point in time, right, is that they need to bring a positive lifestyle to the group. Of course, seniors, you know, and bring a positive lifestyle, bring a positive attitude, and you got to come with something to offer. You see, that means so if you join us, you hit the ground running with us.
I see. Yeah, it will honestly be great if we can see more seniors joining your team, because that also shows how there are more of them out there who want to lead a healthy lifestyle. And not just that, but just seeing these videos on Facebook also serve as an inspiration to the younger people as well. Well, I have one last question, and I'm sure this question is something that everyone would like to know. So I'm sure there's always this common perception that seniors should rest more or just not partaking in activities that involve vigorous activities. But it's also so amazing, on the other hand, that you and your team members choose to train hard together and dispel common perception towards what seniors should be or do. So bringing across the floor to everyone here, what's your personal motto in life?
好，这一个呢，从运动呢，这么身体呢强壮了，这个身心呢愉快了，因为身体好了嘛，所以每天呢表现这个人呢精神状态也好了，吃也口味也好了，这能吃会睡，每天呢都非常快乐。对，每天都保持一个非常愉快的一个心境。
我刚才彭大哥说的很对啊，就是这样。我们通过运动呢，不单是自己锻炼了身体，同时这个心情愉快。我们出去在运动角落呢，交了很多朋友，这都是很重要的事情啊。同时呢，我们这个。现在我们这哥几个，你看经常出去运动，又交了好多朋友。有些朋友呢，在运动中看到我们有点小的进步，都想和我们交流。这个一定影响了我们周边的朋友，新加坡的一些乐龄人士，这个在这个从事运动、从事锻炼。有些朋友。通过我们交往，这个交流，他对运动增强了信心都形成了这个运动的良好习惯。这不就是我们运动起到了作用啊？我们目前仅能够有这么大的能力而已。我们现在做这个节目，也都是很愿意参加这样的节目，就是想通过这样的节目，是吧？这个宣传，这个鼓励大家。一起来运动。
Okay. My age, health is well. Never too old to exercise. Right. See, for my motto list, I believe that all my colleagues, most of my colleagues, look at me, some sort of like I inspire them, all right, and motivate them, all right. They start to run with me, exercise with me.
Yes.
See, I believe that these are inspired. I believe that that's inspired them, and even though my neighbor, all right, my block of neighbor, now that I look at them, they start to exercise. They try to climb staircase like me. I used to climb staircase. See, now and then I don't take lift, right? When I climb staircase, I met a few guys doing staircase. I'm quite happy with that.
Generally, for me, well. Okay, I'll say that generally for me, right, is basically get a job done. Okay. But of course, to get a job done, right, there's, well, how would I put it, is that, okay, in part of the get a job done thing, right, it's also a very physical thing. Okay, there's a very physical, real aspect about being fit and healthy. Okay, because myself, I'm in the caregiving line. Okay. In that industry, right, we do get lots of donations and in kind, you know, and you do have to move things around. And you have to be strong to do that, you know. You do have to move people around also. Okay, not that I'm actually working in an old age. The thing is that I work in an activity center. So there are times when I actually have to bring wheelchair-bound members down to the center, or maybe just bring them to the nearby clinics. And one of the issues that we face also is geriatric obesity. Yeah, I know obesity, you know, we tend to think of kids only, you know, tough club and all that. We make such a big, you know, but it affects seniors too. And if you don't have the strength to actually push the wheelchair and to bring them where they need to be, right, then you're not doing your job. You're not getting the job done. So And also, I mean, at the end of the day, we can only, okay, let's say even if, let's say you're a gamer and you're telling me that, oh, I'm just happy gaming, but the reality is that in order to be an effective gamer, you actually need to be quite healthy, because you are going to need the physical endurance actually to stay in the game. And that part is actually tied to the real world. So my advice to those guys is go exercise. You'll find that you're a better, you'll be a better gamer. You're gonna cream the rest of the, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I think I just want to thank you guys for sharing your insights as well. Especially when it comes to staying fit and everything. You always see that in the news everywhere about how it's so important to stay fit. But just apart from senior citizens, like even youths like us, we don't really see the importance of staying fit. I mean, not all of us see that. And sometimes we don't take active action to do that. And given that all of you are, having such a routine, such a healthy habit, that really serves as an inspiration to a lot of the people out there. So I just want to thank you guys for all the insights that you have, brought to this. And I'm pretty sure that after this conversation, a lot of the youth out there will be even more inspired to take on a healthier lifestyle.
And one of the reasons why we invited members of Team Strong Silvers is because we want to let all of you know that you have the ability to exercise and stay fit regardless of your age. And starting early is key, because regular exercise is beneficial for a healthier and happier life.
Yes, I agree with you, Nikki. And with that, we've come to the end of our conversation with Team Strong Silvers. That's this week's episode of the HeartBeats podcast. Don't forget to join us again for another episode. Thanks for listening.